The topic of interpersonal communication, where I felt I needed improvement in my own life, was conflict management. So I felt like that would be perfect since I work in management. So I deal with conflict on a daily basis. Also, in my personal relationships, I felt like that was something that I would benefit from because I was having some communication issues with certain people. So I wanted to really research and dive into conflict styles. So there are 5 conflict styles: avoidance, accommodation, competition, compromise, and collaboration. In avoidance style, this style, you tend to not want to deal with an issue, so you pretend it's not there, kind of like out of sight, out of mind. For accommodation, in this case, you want to be the peacemaker in a conflict, and whether you're going to lose or not, you would rather agree with that person than have to deal with going against an argument or a conflict. You rather just be the peacemaker. In competition, in this style, you really don't take into account another person's values or beliefs at times. It's kind of like it's my way or the highway. So this is a lose-lose style for both parties involved. For compromise, in this case, 2 parties may be losing something to come to a resolution in a conflict. So this is not, although it's better than avoidance or competition, it's still not the best conflict style. The best would be collaboration. So in this conflict style, you put your mind together with another person and you come up with the best solutions. That way both parties can win. Obviously, this is not always something that we can come to, but it's obviously the goal, where nobody loses and everybody wins. Now, all these styles also, of course, are somewhat adaptable to the situation and the person that you're dealing with. So, when we say one person tends to have more of a competition style, that might be something that they use more often to deal with a conflict. But all the other styles also should be interchangeably used, just depending on the situation and the person that you're dealing with, or the type of conflict that you're managing. So I applied this theory into my life, and I gained so much from it. In one of my personal relationships that unfortunately ended, after all my research was done, I started to realize that some of the problems that we were having, well, they were of course magnified, and I try to communicate with the other party, not necessarily to teach them everything that I had learned, but in other words, kind of make them understand, we had this conflict, and instead of compromising with me, or instead of us collaborating, you wanted to always compete, or you always compete. Maybe not exactly in those words. Again, it just depends on the issue that we were having. But I started to see, more avoidance from that person, competition. And again, these were things that were there before, but now they were magnified after my research. So there are times where I myself found myself avoiding conflict or competing. And, that was a sign for me to deal with the issues head on, like the communication issues that we were having. But unfortunately, we could not come to a healthy resolution. That person always wanted to be right. So there was no compromise, there was no collaboration. So that relationship had to end. And then again, in my work, I am a manager. So I have to be a chameleon with my employees, and there are these styles I've applied at work, and I've been doing it since I started working there, since I started my profession in management. And I'm just more aware now, when I'm dealing with conflict. Hey, maybe I'm avoiding that. I need to maybe take a second and see which style is best. So I always, obviously the goal is always collaboration, but sometimes it might be compromise. Sometimes I kind of have to put my foot down, and it has to be competition, because working in management, sometimes I have to make quick decisions, and there's no time to collaborate or compromise. Obviously, I'm making decisions, and I want the best for my company and for my employees. But sometimes I have to be firm, and in management, you can't be a pushover. So there are certain aspects of my job that, it calls for competition, conflict style. So overall, again, it was a very interesting topic, and I'm glad that I picked conflict management, and I'm gonna take everything I learned and apply it and continue to apply it to my life. I've also really enjoyed this class. This is not the only theory that I've researched and that I've been applying to my life. Maybe because I'm older in my school, in my school years that I'm in, my classes that I'm taking now, I'm just enjoying them a lot more. You're also a great professor. But yeah, communication studies has been really interesting for me. This is only the second class I take, but I've really enjoyed it. So thank you.